film is intended for mature audiences and contains adult content, graphic language, graphic violence, nudity, and strong sexual content. Viewer discretion is advised. Like, we'll leave it up to you, but you gotta know about this stuff before getting into this whole thing, you know? I mean, straight up, one guy gets his face bitten off by a raccoon, and we show it. Oh man, do we show it. Real big close-up. And we spoke to a scientist to make sure it was, you know, physically correct and whatever. We said, hey, scientist guy, like, how much damage could a raccoon realistically do? And he told us a lot.
Hey Snake, it's good to have you on, man. Finally, great to meet you, actually.
It's cool to be here, bro.
Like, in all seriousness,
I'm looking forward to giving you the backstory of what the batch is and what it became and what it was.
Yeah, dude, like, I think, I know for a fact, nobody really knows the entire story. So, since you already mentioned that, right, can you tell people who you are in the game and who you fly for?
Well, I am Snakeyes. I fly 4 active war accounts. I fly them in all the batch squadrons. I have recently reactivated TBB. This is our original batch squadron.
Was that the Bad Batch?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Bad Batch was born from the ashes of a squadron called D4L, Merciless. When I first joined Sky Warriors, it was in October of 2021. I flew 9 wars with them. In 2 wars' time, I became a vice commander. After that time, it seems that the squadron commander decided not to show up any longer. There was a pilot named Jester. He was also a vice commander. He asked me would I go with him and form a new squadron. I agreed. And this is how TBB came into being.
Well, and you've been on the game, I guess, for over 2 years, so let me ask you this, or close to 2 years. Let me ask you this, which Jester was it? Because Jester's been coming, the name Jester up a couple times recently.
The Jester that was the VC at D4L is not the one who has been known as...
Well, see, and that was the thing, and I'm not saying... Yeah, I'm not saying that the Jester is either, just to be clear, but... Yeah, I just wanted to make sure so people understood. But if you would, continue, please.
Oh, yeah. Now, the Jester that formed TBB with me is not associated with the Jester that got burned up, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely, because we don't know.
He shortly left. He shortly left TBB. I was left as a senior commander, and I continued to add to TBB. There are many pilots in this game that are whoop-ass.
Oh, yeah.
That were a member of the original TBB. EQ, Ford Bum, and IA are members. God. Big Country.
Yeah, Big Country.
SHH born out of TBB. R25 is another pilot. Man, the backstory of this goddamn squadron would be amazing if I had time to actually explain it.
Well, actually, that's the thing. You have plenty of time. I'm not even going to interrupt you. If you want to, you can. Absolutely. Because I'd like to have you on, like I said, multiple parts. So go for it. Like, by all means. Because seriously, I'm interested because I don't even know.
All right. I'm going to start with the original batch first. the second update of this game, I got grounded. That means I was not able to fly. I was going to quit this game. Instead, TBB convinced me to stay in. I took 40 diamonds and created the first, what I consider, original training squadron for the batch. That was T2B. Within 48 hours, I was able to fill the squadron and get it up to war status. At that time, I continued in our English chat, and I met Loki and Junior. They are now at one squadron, but they actually had IDB, the original drop bearers, the international drop bearers.
The drop bearers, yeah.
My dumb ass challenged them to a war, figuring that, hey, you know, my training squadron goes against war against their training squadron. Well, IDB was not a training squadron. They were loaded up with vets. And we did face off with them. And we got our ass handed to us. We did get a chest. But we got our ass kicked. I honored my bet and went to IDB because I was the commander of T2B and became a drop bearer. I expected to get heckled, hassled, and hammered. Nothing was further from the truth. I became an honorary drop bearer. This is why I fly the Aussie flag from time to time, and I will get in the English chat and say, drop bears fucking rule.
Yep.
Or something close to that.
Yep.
It's because, dude, them drop bears were kick ass. And they're a good crew. Now, the drop bears have disbanded, but they are across this game. And I'll see them from time to time. And when they announce themselves as a drop bear, I almost say drop bears rule.
There you go. It's like the salute.
Nah, man, it's kind of the way the game works a little bit.
A lot of it.
We have people in this game that have been here for, almost 2 years. Menace is one.
Yeah.
Sis. Percussion. Oh, my God. Scooby-Doo at Rock.
Yeah.
Stu at Rock.
Yep.
There are more pilots in this game that are still here that are real OG that I respect.
There you go.
And will always respect.
Well, and again, I say this over and over. Percussion is, she saves my life in so many ways that people will never see, when it comes on these videos and stuff. But without her, we'd be in trouble. And again, I've been around for a long time, and I flew for most of those squads, actually. I know most of those people. So let me ask you this. How is the batch doing now? And, currently, would you talk about them?
Okay. The batch currently has 4 active squadrons. We've just formed TGB, which is the Gremlin batch. Gremlin asked me, would I authorize a new squadron? And I told him yes. THB, the Hydra batch, was one of our training squadrons and is now currently at gold, going to push into platinum. TBB, this is our original, is gold, and we brought it back. She went into mothballs in March, and this is her first war coming back. TFB is an alliance squadron. The alliance is composed of RSA and UK, and we use it for diamond push wars. TFB is another squadron. It is loaded with newbies, it is platinum, and it is used to weed out the weak and push the new ones right into our structure.
It sure seems like you were playing 3D chess before anybody else was. Can I ask you something though? Seriously. Well, let me ask you this. Like, you said gremlin. Is it my Grimmy? Is it my Grimmy, the South African?
No.
Okay.
Gremlin. See, gremlin in the batch is gremlin.
Right.
Cyber gremlin within RSA is a different gremlin.
Yeah.
But
That's
is part.
Well, the RSA gremlin is the Grimmy that, if you actually look at our link, it's called Grimcast because, my attachments and work with Grimmies, basically. I just wanted to make sure because, again, dude, I don't even know the story.
Cyber gremlin is RSA. He is part of your network, but he's also part of my network. Which
Fascinates me. Yeah. It fascinates me because there is two gremlins, first of all, but the Grimmy that we're talking about, Cyber Gremlin, have you had a chance to speak with him, like actually talk to him?
No, I have not.
Yeah, he's a really cool person.
PM network. He is also part of the RSA, and he is now part of our alliance that we run.
Yeah.
So he can be reached.
Yeah. Well, I miss him as a person, so. All right, so.
He's a killer dude.
So what happened after Drop Bears? Like, what happened after Drop Bears? Because before we even get to there, how many squadrons would you say you've created over the time that you've been here?
Okay. The best of my recollection, there would be 12. If you were to type in batch in squadron search, you would find a minimum of 12. T3B was my third batch squadron that I created, but it is not considered a batch squadron because it wasn't listed. This was a squadron that I created after I left T2B. There are two T2Bs. One of them still has Snakeyes Jr. in it.
Okay.
It is I lost a damn count, and that's why it's still there. If I were to ever recover it, I would have another training squad.
Well, so when you lost it, was it an accident or somebody do it on purpose?
No, this is my dumb ass.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Dude, I lost it because I had two accounts on one device. My OG account, Snakeyes, which is presently a THB, was linked to the same phone that Snakeyes Jr. was. And I hit the button to do something, and suddenly I recovered my OG account, and my other account went history.
It went to nowhere.
Thankfully.
Oh, okay.
Thankfully I had two vice commanders who had alternate accounts. This was Danger Chamber and Deadlock of the batch.
Okay.
They happen to have alternate accounts in T2B that were able to get everybody out. Told them, get the hell out of here, go to another batch squadron. This one is dead. Ninja 9. I want to make special mention about this. Ninja 9 was a senior VC in T2B at one time. He went to UK, has since left UK, come back to the batch. He is now a senior VC within the batch, and I'm going to bring him back into the UK command.
There you go.
I want that to be known.
Yeah, and that's a big thing for you to shout out. So you can do it one more time as well.
Engine 9, I want you to become part of our TDY crew. You and the missus. And I want Mrs. Ninja 9 to know this too. She kicking some ass. You're a batch, but you will be part of our TDY crew. Okay, that's all I got to say about that.
No, you know, it's more than fine, dude. So I mentioned earlier, we're going to have you in at least 2 separate parts right here. But this is more the game side of who Snake is. So go ahead and continue. Let me ask you this. We kind of skipped what happened between Drop Bears and to where you guys are now. Just if you want to tell the rest of the story, it's more than fine. If you don't, it's okay too. By the way, thank you for coming on, Snake. Big deal. Big props to you for having the balls to do this, bro. Because seriously, you are one snake that's hard to wrangle. So I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I've been trying, and again, I'm just, I really want to know people, but I also want to know the pilots too. It's a weird dynamic. But your story and the batch story specifically, I've always wondered about, and I know for a fact most of our listeners, I mean, it's all out of Sky Warriors, they probably always wanted to know too. So with that being said, I'll shut the fuck up, but if you don't mind, could you kind of fill the gap between Drop Bears to where you are now?
Oh, bro. Look. First off, the thing that you got going with this podcast, I think it's killer as shit. Because it allows people within the Sky Warrior community to actually learn what a squadron history is and how they became what they are.
Yeah.
This is killer.
Dude, and I love that part.
Number 2, Deadlock told me. You know who Deadlock is, right?
I do.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Snake? Still there, buddy?
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
It's just Discord.
You know who Deadlock is?
Yeah, I do. I do know who Deadlock is.
Okay. Deadlock is one of my most trusted senior VCs within the batch. He came on board in our first run in the top 10. He has been batch ever since. Now, he did go fly with Crow, with Diablo. Oh, who I have mad respect for, by the way. The Crop Dusters are another good crew. I want that to be known.
The Crop Dusters, you got it.
Anyway, Deadlock was the one that told me that you wanted to get in contact with me and give you some history about the batch.
Absolutely.
So, thank Deadlock for this.
Well, in Deadlock,
I wouldn't give.
Yeah, and you can shout out their squad again too. Like again, I will, anything you want to say and shout out, go for it.
Man, there are squadrons within the Sky Warriors community that I have mad respect for. RAS is one.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, IA.
No.
Okay.
I don't have a problem.
IA is a squadron that is hated because they're top of the notch. But there are batch pilots in it.
Well, see, and that's
there
the thing.
There are batch pilots everywhere.
I've spoke to VCs there, and the thing is, I have zero hate for IA as a squad. I think as a squad, they're doing great. I mean, obviously, they held the top 3 spots for how long? I mean, you got to appreciate that. So there's a lot of stuff that's critical.
These motherfuckers are kick ass. Man, I got nothing but mad respect for IA.
Yeah.
But at the same time, as a lower end squadron, we gonna have to go after them. This is necessary. This is how you keep competition going.
Right.
If you don't challenge them, why are they going to work?
Right. And again, there's been several different squads that have done the same fucking thing that IA picked up before anybody else. And I'm not going to say anything more than that. What I will say in defense of IA is they grind their ass off, and honestly, they're players. Where it comes in for me personally with IA, I don't seem to have but maybe one person, exactly one person that came on the podcast, and the only reason that bugs me is I just want to make sure IA understands. I don't have any hate. You guys want to come on here especially senior commanders, even senior pilots like Lowe and who's number 2 right now, Philippe. I'm sorry, Philippe. Like, I would love to hear from you guys genuinely, and you've experienced this, right, Snake? I didn't come to you and say, hey, you have to be completely okay with everything I say and all that shit. No, I come to you respectfully, we do a pre-interview, and I say, hey, look, is there something you don't want to talk about, or is there anything you want to promote? And I swear to God, I'll always honor that. That's why you hear all these people saying basically nothing bad about the podcast, because genuinely, I don't fly for anybody. I'm not attached to Grimmy's. The only server I do is the podcast server, and I just want to make sure, like, IA understands that. And thank God you finally understood it too, bud. Thank you, Deadlock.
My brother, I think that what you've done right here is a good thing. This will allow all Sky Warriors to actually listen and understand and hear it from a voice, not just somebody texting. Know what's going on. I got no problem with IA. I would actually like to fly a war with them. But if I were to do that, it might piss a bunch of people off.
Well, see, and that's the thing.
That would include all of my batch.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's a tough spot, right? And here's the best part of this, Snake. Here's the best part, bro. Like, because I'm going to say part 2 to know who you are, but you're let's put it this way, aware enough to understand what I'm trying to do too. Let me tell you this. I think it would be amazing, to show some love to IA. But the thing is if they were a little bit more transparent and just, a little bit more out here. Like, it's okay to come out here and tell me, a little bit about yourself. It's okay. You're anonymous. I swear to God. And I just... You and I are kind of on the same wavelength, and we're already, pretty close to time as it is. But, well, no, go ahead. I don't mean like that. I just mean, I don't want to.
Bro, we do part 2 next time.
Well,
this is. Understand what you're doing. What you're doing right here with this podcast is killer,
dude,
because it allows everybody in the Sky Warrior community to understand a little bit about all of us. We ain't just a bunch of damn squadrons. We are a community. Mm-hmm. And we can make this happen. Yep. We can make this a better game. Yep.
Make it more fun.
That, sometimes I have a problem with the pads.
It's all good. Well, for part 2 and the rest of the conversation, hang tight.